what is the point of all this real estate, of buying deals and refinancing and buying more and managing? And I see this as like a tool. It's just a tool. It's to get what we want in life. For some, that's just enough to have a nice house where they can raise their family and they can put food on the table and send their kids to vacations. And for others, it's more. It's wanting to have unlimited access to time and money. And real estate is a tool that can provide that. You can afford to now have your $50 million home, your $200 million home. You can enjoy to have whatever, a yacht experience months out of the year. You can do these things because of what real estate can provide. And so you see a lot of how other people, small and large, how they use and leverage real estate to do what they want to do. And everyone's want is different, but the whole point is I learn a lot from my clients and I try to keep growing and keep learning from them.
You are listening to Mastering the Inner Game podcast with your host, Jarek Tadla.
Well, Daniel, welcome to Jarek Tadla Podcast. This is my best friend, Daniel Taylor. This is different podcast that I always do, okay? We're gonna talk, we just sit down, we have a lunch, and we talk about consistency. This is the guy that I want to say was 5 years. Okay, I tell the story so many times. He correct me, it wasn't that long. For 5 years, he was trying to get in contact with me. So when we have a finally lunch 2 years ago, I asked you, like Daniel, like why are we here?
Right.
And then I remember, like, you showed me the phone, and you're like, and this was like a text. Like, you were keep texting me, like, for 3-4 years, like, without response. Like, 1 text, 2 texts, 3 texts. And it took, like, years. And the only thing you got, like, a thumbs up.
It took a long time. For me, it was the hunt. I really enjoyed chasing. And that's, I knew who you were. I knew kind of your business model and multifamily in Jacksonville, and I wanted to be a part of it and wanted to get a piece of it. And so in order to earn that business, the hunt was needed, right? So,
yeah, but it was so many years, and they finally got lunch. Yeah. And then even after the lunch, you still did not get involved in anything. Somebody have to screw up in order for you to have a chance to perform.
That's the luck, and that's like,
Do you think it's a luck?
That someone messed up? Yeah, I would say that's lucky. I would say I'm just there. I was there at the right time at the right place, but I put myself there, right? Through hard work.
Yeah.
Through hard work, but I had to wait until someone messed up for me to get the opportunity.
So 5 years, 6 years, consistently, like texting, calling, no responses, nothing.
Every month, every other month, just a quick, hey, Jarek, what's going on? Anything new going on in the portfolio? How can I help you? Yada, yada, yada. Just kind of continuing the hunt, the chase, until you finally gave in.
And now we're talking, and right now we just had lunch and we just talk about it, and we're talking about $120 million deal, $200 million deal. Suddenly, like $50 million deal we're doing, it's like, oh, the small deal, let's put it on a corner. It's like, you know what I mean? That's a long way from going and from the text message.
Well, we've our relationship has grown very quickly. We've had some great success already just over, this past year or so, put to bed some great deals, and you're incredibly ambitious, looking to grow, and so we have a lot more chances to have some more success together.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we connected because when you we were remember, we were sitting at lunch, and you're like, and I'm just thinking to myself, why am I here? And I did ask you the question. And you got me when you showed me the phone. It was old text message from 2000.
There wasn't I didn't have to sell. I didn't have to which is what I do, right? I'm a salesman. I'm a mortgage broker. This is my job, is to get new clients and provide them with the best opportunity to succeed in their deals. Typically, we do that through real estate financing, right? So with you, when you asked me that question, I was like, there's an easy bullshit way of saying, oh, well, I can provide you with the best debt product. I get the best rates. But none of that really mattered, because anyone can just say that stuff, and they do say that stuff. But not everyone can just pull out their phone and show proof in the pudding of consistency, hard work, and persistence. And that, for you, was what it took.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the luck, because for me, it's a pet peeve because it's not a luck. But we're going to get back to that.
Sure.
We have a time, we can talk. But I want to talk to you about the consistency, like, because like a lot of young kids, I have a young kids. I have, my daughter, the oldest daughter is 20, the youngest daughter is 11, my son is 13. And, a lot of young entrepreneurs, and everybody wants to start. What does it take to be so consistent and disciplined? Because this is the perseverance. Like, how do you, for the young, for the young generation, like what, any work you do, exercises, like how you train your mindset, like walk me through, like.
So that's interesting. What just triggered what triggered my response there was when you said exercises or anything like that. Do I practice in selling or any of that crap? No, it has nothing to do with me, my habits, my lifestyle, and like my actions. A lot of my actions and lifestyle come from my interests and my hobbies, and those just happen to be things like fishing and hunting and diving and being out on the boat and enjoying the water and things like that. And those things can transfer over into my business. And so a part of, for example, like taking it to fishing, which all my friends are going to laugh about because most things in life I compare to fishing. I can be on the water on a flats boat, small boat, in 6 to 8 inches of water, pushing this boat with a pole through the flat with no sound, nothing happening for hours.
So that's your meditation.
That's my meditation. And I'm just watching, looking for a little fin or a little sparkle in the water. That means, hey, maybe there's a fish there, right? Before I make my shitty cast and spook the fish. But before that happens, I'm there focused, dialed in, nothing. I haven't eaten in hours. I probably have only slept a few hours because I woke up at 4 a.m. to go fishing. None of that matters. I'm so dialed in tuned, focused on the hunt. And I think that's kind of the same like with you and with my clients and with some of my deals and things like that, that I take that same approach of a discipline and hunting and chasing in my hobbies as I do in my business. So for me, the practice is what I do on my free time, on my weekends, which is hunting, fishing, right? And I'm putting that into the business practice.
But do you think if you go to your childhood, you know what I mean? Like, when you were like how did you grow up? Do you see like going back? Like, do you see where you develop the consistency, the perseverance? That, like, I mean, that's like, what's your story?
I mean, there's like everyone's story, there's a long version and a short version. I guess I'll kind of snake in between. But the skinny of it, I was kind of, my folks, I have two older sisters, and we lived at the end of the street. And our neighbor, 2 doors down, was a professional fisherman, and his son was a year younger than me. And so I kind of had these two lifestyles of my parents who were, very college educated, very professional, very intellectual, never really did things together like outdoors, And then I would go to my neighbor's house every day, and we'd be playing sports. We'd be in the middle of the Everglades on a kayak. We'd be in the middle of the, in the bay, 10 miles offshore in a little metal boat with a little, trolling motor, doing all this crazy shit at 3, 4, 5, 6 years old forever. I mean, we're doing this forever. And, this is still, I do this to this day with my best friend who was at my house yesterday. We were making dinner together. Who's going to be the best man in my wedding in September.
Where's my invite?
It's coming. It's in the mail. Changed addresses so many times now. It's tough to, yeah. So, that's 30 years, whatever, not going down that road. Point is, I kind of had, my family very, very intellectual. His family, not to say that there weren't, but they weren't very, none of the parents went to college. Just a very different lifestyle, different kind of personality and different people, However, everyone's friends. We're all good, everyone's good together. But I was kind of in the middle between both of those upbringings, I might have spent either the same amount of time at his house or more than my own parents' house, I had my own room over there. I was always like, sleeping on the couch or sleeping wherever, So I think that kind of growing up was giving me that lifestyle and that pursuit of something more and not just being all in the head and all numbers and education and focused, but also from the heart of my hobbies and my interests. And today I've blended both of those together into what I do now. Mm-hmm. And so can I run through your discounted cash flow model and put together underwriting and whatever it is? Yeah, absolutely. Can I also chase, hunt, be charismatic, be persistent, get a deal done, push people to the absolute limit to make sure my client's getting what he needs? Yeah. So I've been able to draw on those two different lifestyles into kind of who I am and what I do today.
Mm-hmm. How did you decide to just get in? There was anything happen, or did the opportunity showed up, or you just like, I mean, you just don't get out of school. It's like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do, right? This is like,
really that's funny. I was just talking about it a bit here, but I went to school. That was about 10 years ago. Graduated, worked at commercial real estate for a big firm, very suit and tie, corporate-y. After 3 years.
Why are you in the t-shirt right now, man?
Yeah, I didn't know
the flip-flops. This is like, discussing millions of dollars of deals. Like, we're literally like 600 million of deals. And it's like, you just call your client. It's like, yeah, I'm just sitting in my client's house. And it's like, it's like discussing all the deals. It's like, love it, man.
I didn't know I was going to be on camera, that's for sure. But
I just put you on the spot.
Yeah, you did. What's new?
It's a challenge, right? All the time.
Always. I'm sorry, what was the question? So, yeah, I ended up leaving that and falling into online marketing, digital marketing. That was interesting, very creative. Learned a different kind of side of business, but I don't know, just a very different perspective on things, very creative, understanding how to reach your audience and what they're looking for and how to play on people's emotions, with pictures of animals or different color font and text and all this different style that would, reach your target population, which was very interesting. And I've used that skill set into what I do now. About 4 years ago, between COVID and clients having issues and the company not really producing what it wanted, what I needed it to make, I left that and fell into what I do now. This was not like, I'm going to be a mortgage broker. This has nothing to do with that. This was a potentially steady check.
Any idea how good you're going to become and how successful and all those clients or?
Oh, no. Starting out, I was running, I was refining my first big deal, not big deal. One of my first deals was in Orlando. It was a refi of 5 single families. It was about $1 million loan amount. And I was stoked. I was like, wow, I've been chasing like $200,000-$300,000 deals. I finally got my first $1 million deal. Fast forward 3 months later, out of the 5 properties, we lost 3 of them because broken windows, whatever, didn't appraise right. Yeah. So, we got like what's called like a 1004D subject to in the appraisal. That one, we lost that one. Whatever reason, right? So we ended up with 2 properties after like 90 days of trying to refinance this stupid little portfolio. Then my $1 million loan amount goes down to like $450 or something, or $430, which was still like, all right, whatever. But like that was when I saw how like difficult this is going to be. It's not like, oh, you just catch the fish, put the fish on the boat, you got the fish. No, it's you catch the fish, put them on the boat. By the time you get to the dock, it could be a different fish.
Yep.
The fish could have jumped out. You know what I mean? There could be a hole in the boat. The fish leaves the boat. You get there and there's no fish. I was like, that's what's really interesting about.
But that's what happened in business.
Yes.
You don't get paid, and we don't get paid until it's done.
That's something I was not used to.
Yes, you get to the finish line, and you think you are in the finish line, and you're not. You did all the work, and you really fell 10 meters right before finish.
Yeah, I thought if you work, you get paid. I mean, it's like so simple. Everyone that goes to work gets paid.
It is fun. I'm getting goosebumps
it's not
in
like
my
that.
business, I never get paid.
Yeah,
it's like it's like you always is like right. A lot of people was like, yeah, like how? It's like no, it's like everybody makes money. I make money in the future, and I don't know when the future is gonna happen.
Right.
So
that was a very interesting kind of life lesson there, and I've only learned 1,000 more since that experience almost 4 years ago now.
What is the biggest lessons you learned so far?
Biggest lesson is just not giving up. You know what I mean? You just can't give up. A lot of people, they swing at the baseball 1 or 2 times, 3 times, and they're like, oh, maybe baseball's not for me. You know what I mean? Which, I can understand. But
You know what's funny too? That I really had this, like, this is like awesome. Like I was TikTok or whatever, Instagram, was watching this like a short reel. And this kid is like goes with the baseball and the ball. And he goes like, I'm the best batter in the world. And then he goes throw the ball, take a swing, boom, misses. Then second time, go throw the ball, I'm the best batter in the world, boom. Then go meditate for like a minute, boom, boom, I'm the best batter in the world. Go throws the ball in the air, swings, miss it. Holy shit, I'm the best pitcher in the world. Because
now he's throwing up.
Yeah, now he throws, so he's the best thrower because
Okay,
nobody can,
okay,
you know what I mean?
okay.
And I'm like, that's what it is
Okay.
in life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
we
a
just
great point.
miss, and then we just adjust.
That's a great point.
Yeah, so that was like, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, not giving up seems pretty, cliche, and it sounds like it's on every Instagram or TikTok post these days. But
But how do you not give it up?
but that's something like that I've had to face many times. You
Yeah,
know
so
what I mean?
how
Like,
do you do? How do you? Because like everybody not giving up. It's like everybody talks
Yeah,
about
how?
it. But
Yeah,
how? What
how?
is the self-talk? What is the self-talk that you go deep in it, and it's like shit. You know what I mean? I'm not.
I think for me, I think I look at like my parents for that, and so, what kind of comes to mind is very like old school, maybe traditional upbringing through my parents who are very, my dad, he was 50 when I was born, my mom was 40, like older parents that kind of, and what comes to mind there is just like tough shit. You know what I mean? Like, so what? So what you swung and missed. So what you failed. So like, that doesn't mean you stop. So, I think that's kind of where I draw that inspiration or that motivation from. Is probably just kind of from like a tough shit upbringing, scenario.
Like to me, failure is the biggest success because like we learn from failures, and a lot of people don't even try before they fail because they think it's like I'm not gonna try because I don't want to have the feelings of failing. But I think failure is the biggest lesson, and I even till now I use the pain as a fuel. But it's funny, you got in the mortgage industry, and it's like the reason I got in real estate industry because like 97% of the real estate agents, they fail in the first year.
Right.
So I knew I don't have a competition. Everybody's gonna fail. So I'm like, okay, so it's only 3% I'm competing against. So it's easy. And then out of the 3% that stays in the business, in the next 10 years, 99% of them failed. Boom, I got that's my career from now on. That's what I
Right.
do.
Just do that for 10 years. You're
That-
the only one left.
Yeah, nobody's left. So, I just build my competition. What do you do like on a daily basis to stay competitive and, to go to the next level and be above all the other people out there?
That's a great question. One thing that comes to mind is staying organized. I keep, a ton of notes. When I was first starting out, we had these legal pads. There was 2 of us that were hired at the same time, and he lasted about 3 months. Towards the end of his 3 months, he had maybe 2 notebooks worth of notes. At the end of those 3 months, I had maybe 20 notebooks filled, every line filled, legal pads. I would write down conversations as I'm speaking. I'm writing down what I'm saying. I'm writing down the response because I want to see how is my communication? How are they responding to what I'm saying? What new property am I learning about? What new loan product exists that I've never heard about? And so for me, it's really leveraging being organized and disciplined with note taking and managing my calendar. Things like that are like critical because it's so easy to be late to things, to miss a call or a text or an email. And in this industry, you get paid to be perfect. You know what I mean? So I can't afford to miss a thing.
Cool.
You got to capture everything. And there's a lot of people that just like, oh, it's 5, 6 o'clock. that's that. You know what I mean? Or, oh, I'm going to dinner, my fiance is not going to love this, but like I still take the call or the text every now and again. You know what I mean? If I have to, right? If I know it's critical, I know where we are in the deal, and it's coming down to the wire.
When you get older, you will learn. I mean,
not to do that. You believe me. I'm still coming from the bottom. I will always come from the bottom. That's the other thing. Is like I will never be here. I'm always chasing. So I think that's important. Another thing that keeps me very sharp and competitive is I have a lot of clients that I'm blessed and fortunate to have. Not lucky because I chased them to get them.
Yes, that's what I do want to talk about. Like, this is not luck. This is not, it's like people said about somebody, it's only people that do less than you, they said that you lucky because, they don't see the work that you do.
Sure.
But if somebody will switch the shoes, that's like, shit, I'm not doing what this motherfucker is doing. There's no way. I'm like, the consistency, the perseverance and all this stuff.
Absolutely.
However, it's the reason, like I kind of like I let you get away with the word lucky because the luck is what happened is you do the work and then two things happens. But what happened is that the luck is like being ready because what happened is the opportunity showed up and you already have the momentum. If you were sitting on not you, me, or anybody who is sitting on the couch and expect something to fall through, it doesn't happen. What happened is you build that momentum, and when the train moved, you were ready to get on it.
Right.
And then what happened? You already have the momentum. If you did not do all the work, the preparations, even if the opportunity showed up, you would fail. You know what I mean? Because somebody can say, like, hey, you got a friend, and this friend is looking for this. If you don't know in your industry, the friend that is really good and can help you a lot, he's going to read it in a matter of seconds, like, this kid doesn't know anything. You know what I mean? So that's what the luck is.
Right. No, I mean, 100%. I mean, in some respects, I'm trying to stay relatively humble. But for the clients I have, that was hard work and the persistence, et cetera. A lot of word of mouth and referrals, but that's only because I did such a great job.
Exactly. The referral is the best way.
100%. So I do a lot of a variety of things. So I'm not somebody that, there's a lot of, competition out there that they just kind of niche in one, they'll do just whatever it is, industrial in one section of one state. You know what I mean? I'm doing all real estate financing, residential and commercial in all 50 states. So I see everything. I'm looking at mobile home parks. I'm looking at cold storage facilities. For $80 million in California, and how are we going to structure the debt and prep for that one?
But that's what you also like impressed me because if I tell you like something, even though I knew more, because I've been in my industry 31 years, even though from the first conversation and then a month later, a year later, how much you growth because it's like now I gotta go to the next level to learn all this stuff about it, and it's like that's how you kind of like That's
kind of playing off what I'm saying because of these opportunities to look at so many wide range of deals. That's really where my edge comes from because
but if you stay in the same place on the same field level, we would not be sitting right now. We would not be discussing $100 million of deals.
Of course,
it would be like it's like, hey, you had a chance, you missed the boat, man.
Exactly.
The boat is already on the other side of the ocean.
No, 100%. But my biggest kind of experience that I've learned now is to learn from my clients. And so because I have so many clients in such a wide variety of deals, small clients, large high net worth clients, et cetera, from construction to permanent financing to bridge, you name it, I'm learning from them. I'm learning through their experiences. I'm learning how they look at things, how they underwrite, how they manage their lives. You know what I mean? It's very interesting because real estate is more like what is the point of all this real estate, of buying deals and refinancing and buying more and managing? And I see this as like a tool. This isn't, no one's like, oh, I just want to do real estate. No. Like No. Like what?
Like you're like, I love real estate.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, shut up.
Like, how can you love real estate? It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I go, I touch it.
Oh, sick.
It doesn't. This doesn't work like that.
Check
you
out
know?
the stucco.
We like the money. We like the issue. We like the problems. We
Yeah.
like the dealing with all this,
all the drama,
all the drama, all
politics,
this stuff. Exactly.
That's the
Get
deal
the
itself.
permits.
Super fun.
Exactly.
But it's just a tool. It's to get what we want in life. And for some, that's just enough to have a nice house where they can raise their family and they can put food on the table and send their kids to vacations. And, for others, it's more. It's wanting to have unlimited access to time and money. And real estate is a tool that can provide that. You can afford to now have your $50 million home, your $200 million home. You can enjoy to have whatever, a yacht experience months out of the year. You can do these things because of what real estate can provide. And so you see a lot of how other people, small and large, how they use and leverage real estate to do what they want to do. Yeah. And everyone's want is different.
Everybody's different.
Everybody's different. But anyways, I'm not sure if I'm rambling or not. But the whole point is I learn a lot from my clients, and I try to, keep growing and keep learning from them.
Yeah, but you see, like, on the end of the day, you working on yourself. And that's what happened. Like, the more we work on ourselves, the more we attract, and the more, we bring the clients, because the knowledge and the involvement and the progress, and that's what's happening. So you can, keep up with all the new policies, new loans, and,
exactly.
and all the new programs that keep changing. And then if you stop growing, stop reading, stop learning, that's what happens. Is the distance is gonna grow, and you won't be able to keep it up.
But
and you gotta be ahead of your clients to educate the clients, and then how you get paid back, because they put it back to the pile.
Just like you asked me, how do you work hard on yourself, or how do you not give up? How do you not give up? And now it's kind of like, well, how do you work on yourself? So that's what kind of triggered is, that is the last thing from my mind when I wake up every morning. How am I going to work on myself? I don't think that's not in my head. That question isn't in my head.
It will.
Yeah, maybe
that's what we hear.
Maybe it should.
I'm gonna work on that with you.
Yeah, maybe it should.
Because at the end of the day, you start with yourself. Believe me,
like an ass,
because it's a funny. Well, I think today you put the post about self-improvement. Yeah, the more you work on yourself, the more everybody that's what I did. The kids, the spouses, the parents, and everybody grow with you, because the knowledge and everything, it's like, it's.
But I guess I don't wake up every morning and say, okay, Daniel, like let's work on yourself. Like, where do you even begin? How do so like for me, what it is I keep it like really simple, like
With meditation?
No,
With coffee?
Something with a lot of coffee, too much coffee, and probably a lot of Celsius. But no, I do things it happens naturally. It happens naturally because I'm doing what I like and what I'm interested in. And so I don't say, how do I work on myself? Let me go read something on real estate. I just go and read something on real estate. The end result is the same.
Yes.
But it's not the conscious thought of...
It's an autopilot. You're already on autopilot.
Yeah, but what advice, I like it.
What advice would you give 20 years old Daniel, leaving the college, graduating from college, 21? What advice would you give all the kids and yourself? Just take yourself out of the equation, your age, your experience, right now, what you know, and give it, because for me the gap is 30 years, for you is 10 years. What advice would you give yourself?
I would start with
Daniel, motherfucker, a lot of work ahead of you. The next 10 years it's gonna be go ahead.
Yeah, and it's only gonna get harder, really. But no, I would say. So this is to myself or to other people?
To yourself.
Oh, to myself.
You can talk to yourself. That's okay.
I know. What I was gonna say to other people is like, do what you like. Some corny shit. But like, for me, I always do what I like. Because that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do what I don't like. I'm gonna keep it simple. Like I'm gonna make these choices. This is something I enjoy and I'm interested in. I'm gonna continue that. I would say, man, I'm 20 years, 21. What's the advice? Hard work. Yeah, do what you like. Yeah. I guess something I didn't think about back then was like good people, which is something I think about now more. Back then, I guess I just was like having fun, and whoever I was with was who I was gonna have fun with. Now I go out of my way to connect with and be with people that I can learn from and grow with, and that's probably what I would say. 20-year-old me wasn't thinking, who am I with? I'm with the same people I've been with for the last 5 years, for the next 5 years.
I always tell people, tell me who you surround yourself with, and that's who you're going to become.
Yes.
You surround yourself with the 5 idiots, you're going to be the sixth one.
Yeah, exactly.
You surround yourself with the,
now,
six swimmers, you're going to be the sixth one.
Right.
You surround yourself with the 5 Ironmen, you're going to be the sixth one. You're going to surround yourself with the 5 people that are in real estate, you're going to be the sixth one.
That's why I have to stop coming here, because I'm not trying to get pulled into the next Ironman race. Because I ran 3 miles. I ran 3 miles this morning. I was hooked.
By the way, I'm doing the Ironman on 19. So 27. So we got 19 days left.
27. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anyways,
come on, man.
No, I'm good.
Oh, you planted
I ran
the seed.
3 miles. I was done.
Lost. We got him. We
gassed.
planted the seed. We got him.
But yeah, not like, I guess, it's not like I did anything wrong, right? Here I am today, happy as a clam, but it's just a conscious effort that I didn't have back then that I think would have served me well is putting yourself with other intelligent, motivated, hardworking people. Fortunately for me, a lot of my friends are like that, just super sharp, super bright, hungry, motivated guys that, we do a lot together, and I'm lucky to like have their friendship and use that in my life. But that's probably where I'm lucky, is to have just found that like friend group, growing up in that time. But I think that would have been an interesting, kind of development back then, is to like place myself more with people that, maybe either had more experience in things or just more sophistication, or I don't know, things like that. So I don't waste as much time as I did drinking and, running around.
I think we all go through the same stage. It's just stages in life. And it's like, like I really believe like everybody in your life served a purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like we need all those people. You know what I mean? And it's like that's some of them stay, some of them go, but everybody have done something for you that you become who you are. We like a software, we like a computer, and they put some kind of programming and some kind of information that stuck with us, and it's like, hey, I want to do this more, I don't want to do that. But at the end of the day, like we need everybody. But I'm really on working on myself. When I wake up every morning, it's time to go to work, motherfucker. And what I gonna do today? And I go on myself because I want to make sure that I attract the same people that it's. And in order to attract people, there are I'm always like I'm like literally you sitting here, so I'm the dumbest in my company. So it's like, I surround myself with the people that know a lot more than I do.
Right.
And it's like, I wanted people to kind of like, what I mean? But I have to be on the frequency, and I got to constantly work on myself and go to the next level and just constantly drill, like, where can I improve? Where can I get better? And not become the yes man. The yes man, because for life, I was always the yes man. And then, just to get somewhere. So that's what I would do with myself. That's the advice that I surround myself with the better people. But in order to surround yourself with better people, it's like I have to work constantly on myself,
right?
To have to bring to attract better and be on the same frequencies,
right? Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No, I get that. I get that.
So it's like when you're a drinker. I always tell people, when you're a drinker, you attract drinkers. When you take drugs, you attract drug addicts. And doesn't matter where you are. You live in Miami, you move to New York City. 3 months later, if you drinker, you're gonna attract drinkers. That's what the people. If you're an athlete, you're a runner. Let's say you run every day. You move to any new place. Guess what?
Right.
3 months, 6 months later, your bubble, your circle is people that you run with. They become the same thing with the Ironman, with anything you do. So if you kind of like focus on yourself, what you want to do, you want to attract yourself with those people, and we always find those people.
Yeah.
So,
No,
but
I
we
agree.
have to
I agree
become
with
it
that.
first, because everything we have everything within us. So
I agree.
thank you, Daniel, for being so consistent. I'm so glad to have you in my life. You do a lot for me. I really appreciate that. It's funny, like when me and him, like I can talk to this motherfucker, like we are like, and he matches like me and him. We on the same energy.
I
all
don't
the
know
time.
what we're doing.
Okay.
It's like I don't know what like I don't know. Yeah.
No,
I don't
because
know
what
I'm
happened is,
doing.
all the conversation, what happened is he just cuts it off, and then
Yeah,
you just
right.
put some reels and some stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like a lot of stuff, like people, like when you and I talk, like people love to have access to this shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you and I, but what happened is we are so much in our head that we don't finish sentences, like because we know the backstory to everything.
Right, you're already
And
skipping that, assuming the person that you're talking to
So what
probably
happened
knows
is, like with the audience, what I'm trying to do, like they're gonna do a great job. I mean, they're professionals. So it's like with the audience, like I want to tell the story. So it's like I want to get to it, like where we at, like because you and I, we just go and we just like. But if somebody was listening to us, it's like people pay shitload of money just to. Hey, can I pick your brain for freaking 2-3 minutes? In the 3 minutes, we can give him more information that he can learn in any other school.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's nothing like nothing, and we can actually talk about it. There's nothing like you go to school, and until you are thrown in the real world, you don't know shit. It doesn't matter. You can go to business school. Like I finished business school and finance school. I don't use any of the shit in my life. But guess what? When I got to get into business and I was surrounded by all the sharks and everybody, it's like, holy cow. You know what I mean? It's easy for me to navigate because those people, everybody taught me something. And then, I'm sharp. And it's like, because, but again, we're going back to the same conversation we just talked about. We learn from the other people. And that's what it's,
There's nothing like actually doing it and executing on it and going through the motions like experience. You know what I mean? Versus what you can read in a textbook or have
because
someone teach you. You know?
Exactly, because a lot of people are like, I want to
That's
do this,
not-
I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. Go do it.
Right.
Wow, I don't have money. I don't have. Okay, find the money. You know what I mean? It's like people find all the validation, all the excuses not to do it. But when they do it, like they suddenly know how to do it. Are you ready to buy a first car? Hell no. Are you ready to rent your first apartment, get out of the parents' house? No. Are you ready to get married? Hell no. Are you ready to have first kid? Fuck no. You're never ready, but when you end up in the situation, suddenly when you fall into the bucket, suddenly you know how to do it.
Right.
You learn, and that's the best lessons, and that's the lesson is like learning from the best of the best. And by surround yourself, you got one client, second client, those clients teach you so much. So then you know how to engage with the third one, and everybody teaches you something else.
Absolutely.
Like everything I learn from other people.
Yes, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
I have an aha moment. I have it with my friend, and he goes like, "Jarek, you at this level right now? Like I spent thousands of dollars on seminars. Going. You got to book the ticket. You got to go to the seminar, then skip the time from work, and and it's now I know I can pick all those freaking books, and it's like, but I don't want to read it. Okay, so that's why I have to spend millions of dollars on the seminars and going
Right.
there and have the interaction and feel the energy from other people.
Yeah, that's a good point. It makes me think what do I know? What have I learned that's actually mine, or what that I've learned on my own, versus what I've just collected from other people and through experiences. You know what I mean? I think almost 99% of what I know in my head about real estate deals, structuring finance, et cetera, is purely from other people. There's so little that is actually like me directly accessing this piece of information that will now affect how I conduct business.
Yes, you the captain.
It's all just like
you the captain of the boat.
Yeah.
You are the captain. You know you ride boats. It's like you can tell everybody like, hey, do not do this, until they go crash, until they hit the shallow water, until they have to spend $50,000 on propeller. They're not gonna freaking learn. But you're gonna say like Jarek, I told you, don't go here.
this
you
is
know,
a personal experience you're bringing up here.
Yeah.
I can tell that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you knew 40, 50,000. That's about the right price.
But but what would happen is, but the same thing in business, the same thing in life.
Yeah.
You can tell me, Jarek, can you teach me how to ski? How to swim? Let's go to the water. No, just tell me how. No. We gotta get into the water. We gotta get to the deep. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like seriously, like somebody can learn write $1 million book.
The thing is that when you and I talk on the phone, both of us are not like speaking coherently. Like these are not full sentences by any means.
Yeah.
It's
But
like
that's what I'm saying, because the way we talk, we know the big story.
Yeah, we know we have to get here. What's the shortest way to get there? And it's
Yeah.
just like 4 words.
Yeah.
You know?
But we also learn each other and how it's like, and then it's but that's with everything, because then you take this somewhere else, and then I take our knowledge, what I learned, I take somewhere else, and then I reconnect it, because everything else you can put in every single aspect.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's and the same thing. We have the same energy. It's funny. I'm not joking. I'm gonna tell them what happened on Friday.
Which Friday? What happened Friday?
Oh, somebody called me first time in my life.
Oh,
asshole.
yeah.
So how we talk fast and all this stuff. So we got this conference call. It's a $42 million deal, apartment complex. And that guy's like, he wants to talk to me. So we start talking, and I start talking about leveraging money, blah, blah, blah. I start talking. And that guy's like, dude, you either have too much coffee, or you have too much energy, or you're just an asshole. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, everybody on the phone is like, that's how Jarek talks. But for that guy, it was too much energy. And
Right.
he was losing the leveraging, negotiating, and everything else. And he's like, oh, you just... And I'm like, that's the first time in my life somebody called me an asshole in business. Like, I'm in very humble, very you know what I mean? But what happened is for him, the energy was too much.
Right.
You know what I mean? And for us, it's he was in the city. It was a week ago. He talks I'm like, shut the fuck. What are you doing, Daniel? Just get a coffee or call me back when you get some energy. What happened? He goes, Jarek, I'm in the city hall. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I got it. That's an excuse. I got it. You know what I
can
mean?
tell because I speak very similar to you. Very fast, very short, quick to the
But
punch.
some people don't like that.
Yeah.
This is now imagine if there's somebody who is but that's what you have to recognize when you're dealing with the clients, a different kind of people.
Correct.
Because you talk differently with me, you go differently because
do,
you're gonna
I do.
lose others, so you have to read the room.
Yes, that's actually another really interesting topic is adjusting and adapting to the people and the conversations and all that stuff. How I speak about our deals with you versus with Vanessa versus with the lender versus with every single person has a different tone and a different way of communicating for them to understand and get to the point that they need to. Yeah. And you have a different, you need to understand this point, but this person needs to be over here and understand that point. It's not the same point.
Yeah.
Even though maybe ultimately it's the same number on the appraisal, but how I disseminate that information and communicate it to each person respectively is going to be different because I know how people, and that's a weird or interesting skill set. How did I understand that? How did I become someone that can read people and understand how to communicate with them? I have no idea, so don't ask me that. But I do, and I speak to these people differently.
I know how.
How?
That's a fucking learning on yourself. That's a working on yourself.
You know how. I don't know how.
Well, you do. You don't give yourself a credit yet.
Yeah, maybe
but
not.
you do. So how do I have to? Because all people have different personality. So you have to learn how to talk to different people, because you're not gonna get from, let's say, from the inspector the same thing from the appraiser, and you cannot talk to them the way you talk to me.
Right.
You cannot talk to the lender or when we're trying to structure the deal and the deal is about to break. You can the way we start, like, then you have to I gotta sit back. But that's to me. I did not
That's
read
true.
the.
You should have
I
read
did
his-
not read the room. You have all those people on a call. And on the end of the day, I mean, like, to me, the deal was done. I mean, still is done. You know what I mean? We're just negotiating kind of like mostly like fee for buried and all this stuff. But I did not read the room. But I was on the high, you know. I mean, I was on seeing all those, you know, $120 million deal, $200 million. It was like suddenly $42 million deal. Fuck that shit. Like, this is not important. But that might cost me the deal.
Right. So with your experience, now I get to ask questions. So with your experience and your age and everything you've been through, is that something that you will now learn from and take with you into the next meeting that you go to?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something you'll like lean. You'll
Are you
remember
kidding
that.
me?
You'll never forget.
31 years in the business, and I've been calling asshole first time in my life.
Oh, you're a sweetheart always.
Yeah, exactly.
always,
it's
always.
like, it's like, holy cow. It's like, I'm an asshole. I guess I'm an asshole. But that's not gonna become my identity. Believe me, I'm not. But it was funny.
I know you're not.
But you know what happened is. But yes, am I gonna? Believe me or not, like, we're gonna talk about it a year from now, 2 years from now.
Right.
We're gonna, hey, Daniel, remember, like, this guy? It's kind of something like kind of big.
Right.
So, but we have to read the room. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Daniel, thank you again. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
We're gonna put this out there.
Oh God.
And it's funny, you will see with the audio, Daniel's gonna be completely different.
Thank you for listening. Leave your comments and subscribe for more insights on mastering your inner game.